Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Another Riverbend Talent on a Thursday night, right here on the Big Z, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. And thanks to them for bringing this show to you now for going on 10 years. So our guest tonight, the legendary Kooliverse in the house. What's up, Mike?
What it is, what shall be.
It shall be the Sea Shanty Sing-Along every Thursday night at 6 o'clock down at Morrison's Irish Pub. You should take that in some night. I could see you doing a sea shanty. A Kooliverse. Okay. You know, sing about ships, toss a pint around, something like that.
I thought about dressing as a pirate tonight.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Well,
the second place was the polar bear vest.
okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Fuzzy polar bear.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
For the radio audience, because, you know, you can see it on camera. And what you could also see, if you're watching the videos, you're surrounded by microphones.
I am surrounded. Which one is on?
The one in the middle that's pointed straight at you.
Oh,
okay. That's the one.
All right.
So there you go.
The one from this century.
That's right.
Okay.
Because you've
The
got
rest
some
of them are not.
ancient-looking microphones. We're going to get to why they are surrounding you here in just a bit. But
Cool.
I'll finish up the Thursday night around the Riverbend. They have the open mic down at Raging Cajun on Thursdays, starting at around 9 or later.
No, they don't.
They don't?
They're closed.
They did.
Raging Cajun closed, homie.
I missed it.
No, I'm talking like it's gone.
Gone.
It's gone. I'm talking like gone.
Wow.
Like
So
they there's nothing.
you got all the pianos now?
No.
I
want to know what they're going to do. Hey, listen, if you're out there and you buy the old Raging Cajun building, I want that plain fuselage.
Okay. Well, thanks for bringing me up to date. I didn't see anything about it closing.
Bro,
So
it was like that.
yeah, because the last thing I seen was like Halloween parties. So, you know, it's only been a month or so now since
For real,
Halloween.
look out the window. You can see it almost from here. Like, dude, they're
I don't
gone.
know if I could see that.
I went dumpster diving in their dumpster.
Oh.
Because like when Cat Daddy's closed and they started, they briefly changed ownership, whatever. They had a dumpster out there, right? I'm a dumpster diver, but when I see dumpsters in front of like historical Alton landmarks, that, yeah, I'm in that dumpster. I got some cool Cat Daddy gear.
Okay.
And I got a few cool Raging Cajun things.
Okay. So two places closed. Cat Daddy's, when did they close? Because
well, no, Cat Daddy's.
They've been closed, right?
I don't want to I believe what happened is they may have changed ownership.
Okay.
I could be completely wrong on that.
Okay. Well,
But-
we're wrong.
But
on
I'm not
this show.
wrong on the Raging Cajun thing. And I hope I'm not stepping on your toes.
No. We
know.
appreciate that kind of information because, you know, sometimes the only way to get information is through
It's through people because
the worldy pipe,
right,
you know, which confuses me. So,
now I heard I'm unfamiliar with the names of the players, but apparently team captain got upset and man, he like hey, like, we're just not opening tomorrow, see y'all later.
Okay.
Like, very abruptly. And then they had the building offered for sale, and then they were going to have the building up for auction, and a bunch of people I know went to view the building, and apparently the building needs some repair, and there's nothing. They're gone, long gone.
Okay.
Like, they've already thrown 40 square yards of debris out of there.
Shrimp and lobster and
I don't know. I didn't find any of that.
Cajuns, probably some Cajuns they threw out.
Maybe
the raging ones.
Right. Yeah, they got all thrown out.
Yeah, well, that's sad to hear because they did some original shows.
They
there.
did, man.
So
they had a good vibe. They had that kind of an Alton vibe. You know, it was kind of weird in there. So
and see, they aren't good about posting on social media, anyways. So
maybe
when I seen nothing, I assumed it was normal.
Right, and then so I'm part of the Conservatory,
right,
and We scored their open mic host, Scotty. What up, Scotty? The hell of a nice guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, very nice gentleman. Very talented guy. He's bringing some of the Raging Cajun folks down to us. And
I seen they fired it back up, was it this past Wednesday, right? Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Right, yeah.
If today's Thursday.
Today is Thursday.
Okay.
I had to stop and think, even though the show's always on Thursday, it just seems like it's been a long
This week's flying
Wednesday through Thursday. Let's just put it that way. So
Thanksgiving to Christmas float. This goes.
it's true. And that's fine because it's cold and I'm ready for warm weather and outdoor venues to open up and get back to what we were just doing
like
about.
the balmy January we're going to have.
Right.
Right.
Probably. It's been rather, it's been rather warm.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm. So let me finish up what I may know.
Was so rudely interrupted.
No, that's great.
All right, cool.
That's great news. I mean, great news to know for me, but not great news for a venue closing down. We love our venues. Anyways, Erin Bode, she's at the Wild E tonight in Edwardsville. Cherry Duncan's at Big Daddy's around the corner. Aaron Wilkinson at the Cabin at Judy Creek until 9. And Glenn Carbon, Laney and Julie going to be down at Deutz Village Inn until 11 o'clock tonight, starting at 7. Christmas at the Mill with Scott Marlin tonight from 7 to 9. And Granite City, an open mic with Spencer McDowell up at the Mississippi Culture in Staunton, of course. Experience Live Music Row goes on down at Belleville each and every Thursday night, and that's just a Thursday. We'll get to some more stuff that's going on this weekend, but first we're trying to figure out why you're here, actually.
You know,
it could be a lot of reasons.
I've been searching for the reason for my existence for 53 years, still haven't come up with anything solid, but by the end of this show, we will come up with the definitive answer.
Okay, well, I can probably come up with a few things I'd like to talk to you about. First, let's talk about this weekend in the arts world.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay. All right. This is hot.
It is.
This is hot. And I got to be careful because I don't want to put no shade on anybody. But if you're out there listening, I'm talking to you, all right? So there's a group of artists called Art East, and I believe it's also with Edwardsville Art Center and Jacoby Art Center and Great Rivers and Routes. I'm a little bit out of the loop, which I kind of, revel in. But anyhow, so Great Rivers and Routes, Lindsay, what up? Lindsay contacted me and she's like, hey, we're doing this artist studio tour thing, and we thought of you and we would like to sponsor you. So that's cool because
good start.
There's $35 I saved. So I didn't have to really know too much. It was just like, hey, you want to do this? Yeah. So yeah, this Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 5, my artist studio will be open.
Now, is this the first time you've opened up for the public? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've only had this place like 6 months.
I was going to say, yeah, we talked about you getting the place and...
Oh, I got the place.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got the old Baxter's warehouse.
Oh, nice.
So if you remember the Baxter's Party Supply store and you were standing there in front of it on 902 East Broadway, Alton, Illinois, 62002, to the left of that building, there is a large 40-foot by 60-foot tan warehouse that has a sign on it with a clown holding some balloons that says, "This is where the party begins."
Okay.
And nothing could be more true.
So it's part of the old Baxter setup, but
Right.
not the actual building where you would go get
Not
your
where
party
you would
supplies.
go buy party supplies. Apparently where their warehouse, their storage warehouse.
Which, talk about dumpster diving. Was there some stuff in
There
there?
was like little bamboo umbrellas and little toy gorillas and like not a lot, but like, like up on the shelves and in the corners and on the floor, like
Yeah.
there's a few things that the cleaning crew missed, and Yeah, it was kind of cool.
And another man's trash is Michael Snider's treasure. Because
Sometimes.
you make stuff out of that kind of thing.
I actually, I get sidetracked a lot, so when I bust out this sidetrack, you steer me back into. But
Okay.
anyhow, I used to haul trash. For 8 years, I hauled trash.
Okay.
I'm telling you what, best job you ever had.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy to see you. Ain't nobody got any complaints. Easy to do it. I mean, it's a low-stress job throwing out trash.
Right.
Plus, you get a lot of cool stuff, man. I furnished half my house from that job.
Right.
And listen, people on occasion, like, say if you're moving, or, moving, like, you might actually throw away good stuff. So, like, the lady I was dating at the time, anyhow, it was long story short, I'd be bringing home a lot of stuff.
Right.
Now, some of the stuff would be brand new, have the price tags on it, still be in the box. You never know what you might find when, whatever. I don't know why people throw away stuff that they never took the price tag off of or never took out of the box. But believe me, if I see that, it's coming home, right?
Mm.
So then, there's this weird paradox. So let's say we're dating, right?
Okay.
We're just hot for one another, right?
Sounds good.
All right.
I'd
So
date an
anyhow,
artist,
we'll go back to so anyhow, my ex-girlfriend, right? So like, I might bring her an article of clothing, still has a price tag on it.
Yeah.
She loves it. A month later, I bring her a little whiz bang. I don't know, make something up in your head, but it's still in the box. She loves it. Next thing you know, she's like, where'd you get that? Well, somebody threw it out. That ended the free gift, still with the price tag on the string, still in the box, run.
Right.
Like, it don't, to some people, apparently, allegedly, they don't want, you know what? Some people just don't want to receive gifts that came out of the trash. Go figure.
Well,
Some
some of the gifts are in the trash because they received it as a gift and they didn't really want it. I'm
right.
Sure.
It's
So
technically a regift.
it's a regift.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So
Unless
I'm
it was
looking at
never
it.
gifted in the first place and it was just thrown away. But anyhow,
Could be that, which is weird. But
and I kind of get it. I do kind of get it. But on the other hand, listen, if you thought it was cool before you found out that it was received out of a dumpster, isn't it still cool?
I would say so.
Right?
And how do they find out it was received out of a dumpster
Well,
unless you
I'm
tell
honest
them?
about it. Plus, once you know me, then you're already suspicious.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie and get caught in like that's I might gift you something I found out of a dumpster, but I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
I agree. I go there too.
I've got my principles
Right.
about trash.
Right. So yeah, last time you were in, or the last couple of times you were in, we've been spawning this idea about a giant statue of trumpets, and we've been.
Oh, but we're gonna. You know what though? You didn't steer me back on track. That's a new track.
Oh, okay.
We gotta finish the old track.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to find out about Art East and like the details.
Yep. See, it takes a village, man.
Hey, thanks for
together
stirring me back.
we're
on.
better.
This weekend,
I appreciate it.
So
I'm having
Okay.
an open house
this
of
weekend,
my art studio.
I'm having an open house
and I'm
of
telling you
my
what,
art
right now,
studio.
if
And I'm telling you what,
you
right
won't believe
now,
it, it'll
if
knock
you won't believe it,
It'll put you back. You will never
it'll
forget
knock
it.
you. It'll
like,
put you back. You will
I mean,
never
I've got-
forget it. You like.
items from
I mean,
closed
I've got-
businesses. I've got giant artworks.
Items from
I've got-
closed
let's just run.
businesses.
Let me just start.
I've
Okay, I
got
walk in the
giant
door.
artworks. I've got. Oh, let's just run. Let
Well,
me just
I've
start.
got
Okay, I walk in the door.
A 7-foot.
Well, I've got.
How big is that thing? Maybe
A 7-foot
by 9-foot painting. Two
How big is that thing?
6
Maybe
foot
7 foot by
8
9 foot
paintings
painting
that I did not
two
do. They're by my
paintings
favorite
that I did not do.
artist.
They're by
Jason
my
Manson.
favorite artist
and
Jason
I don't know,
Hansen.
maybe off air I
But
should ask you.
and I don't know.
I can talk.
Maybe
I
off
can,
air I should
without
ask you if
cursing,
I can talk.
about.
I can without cursing.
Any-
I can talk about.
You're giving me that. Okay, we got. Hold on.
You give me that. We got.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Check this out.
Notified
I have
been
been
put on
notified that I have
whoops
been
button.
put
What's it
on
called?
the
the
whoops
dump.
button.
The dump
What's it called?
button.
Oh,
The
the
dump
dump.
button.
The
working?
dump
It's
button.
on, right?
Is the dump button
It's
working?
perfect
It's
for
on,
you.
right?
I mean, you
But-
pull things
but just
out of
to
the
verify
dump,
the
so
dump
I mean,
button
Yeah,
is
but
working
just to
right now?
verify, the dump button is working right now.
I was cool
Okay.
with whatever you want to say
Okay.
Yeah,
after you
okay,
said
okay,
as long as
great.
I don't curse.
But
Yeah,
the
So
okay,
dump
I'm
button
down.
great.
You can say whatever you
But the
want.
dump
Ready?
button
So
is
if I say something I'm
currently
not supposed to,
ready.
you can
So
hit
if I say
that.
Oh,
something I'm
man,
not
you're
supposed
gonna-
to, you can
So we
you can
are-
hit that.
It's
I can-
legit.
yeah, I
can
can
So we
try my
are.
best.
It's
So,
so.
all right.
All right.
From this
gentleman,
he's double
checking the dump button right now to make sure that it's
like
a
technology
technology thing that has to be turned
on.
on. And
I think we think
it's already on.
But we're
Yeah,
gonna
but
But we're
remember
gonna remember to turn it off at the end of our
because
shift.
currently
Apparently,
that's
the thing.
Okay.
Woo!
All
All
right,
right.
so,
So
I have
a
20
20
foot
foot
by 12 foot
painting
of
two
two
porn stars having sex.
Okay, that's legal.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, we're legal.
In my studio.
Just no graphic details. I mean, I think our minds can probably imagine.
No.
No,
You
you
can't.
can't.
Oh,
You
You
can't.
can't. You like.
can we name like what kind of porn? I mean, because they
you know
label
what?
it all
I'm
now.
not even into porn, so I wouldn't be able to name what kind of porn.
Okay.
It is very
You know
graphic.
what? You should stop by and see it. That's how you'll find
Yeah, yeah. You won't believe it, and to the point where I probably shouldn't say anything else about it because there are pieces and parts
Okay.
that defy well, not really logic.
it. Okay.
It's an unconventional pieces and parts. But anyhow, it's inspiring. It's beautiful.
It's in your warehouse
It's nothing that I'm even
next to
necessarily
Baxter's.
into it. I'm not into porn. I think if you are out there and listen, if you're not hurting anybody, it doesn't involve any minors, it's all consensual. Have some fun. It's
Right.
freedom. It's love. It's
Yeah, I
kindness,
was-
hopefully, right?
I was going to bring up, because, I know you well, that you're not just collecting this because it's porn. You're collecting
No,
it because there's an
This is true.
artistic value
This is
to
true.
it. That
Very
you,
true.
That, and,
I've
and
only-
anyone who knows you knows that's where
No,
you're
I've,
at.
I've only been to a strip club 3 times in my life, and all 3 of those were because of friends I knew that were getting married.
That's right, Bachelor.
And so I was raised in a very religious household. I have great respect for people and women and the safety of children and the kindness to animals, and I recycle, and I mean, I'm a peace and love hippie,
Right.
and I'm against, I'm all for love and kindness.
Okay.
My sole purpose on this earth is to spread love.
Right.
That's really, we said we'd come up with my purpose. Honestly, I forgot that, sometimes I need to come up with it again. But honestly, in all honesty, my only purpose on this earth is to spread love and goodwill
Right. And art.
and art, which is a form of freedom and
Right.
goodwill, hopefully.
Right.
Um,
So
where am I? What's my name?
next to
Who's the
Baxter's,
president?
big warehouse.
Yeah.
You're talking about your art. Open
Yep.
house this weekend, Saturday.
Yep. It's Saturday and Sunday
Okay.
from 11 to 5.
Right.
It is at 902 East Broadway. In addition to these paintings, I have large piles of very strange stuff. I have my artwork that I'm currently working on, which is 11 feet by 5.5 feet. It has a frame from a French castle in it. It has a basically 10-foot by 5-foot collage I made from 200 Rolling Stone magazines. It's crazy.
I
But
would
I'll-
have to classify your art as large. A lot of the times, very big pieces. Majority. Am I close there?
No, once you go big, you
All right.
can't go back.
Just for the people who don't know, because I've seen some of these things like fountains. Right?
Yeah.
Like the front end to a car.
The
Was it Buick, I think?
many of my Rolls Royce, Cadillac.
Rolls Royce, that's right.
I've right now in my studio, I've got about 15 car grills. I've got 6 different year Cadillacs from the 30s. I've got the craziest Mercury front end from the 40s. Most of the grills are from the 30s and 40s. Some 50s, 60s, maybe a 70s in there. But in my studio right now, I have 350 microphones, 15 car grills, a giant fountain, a 14-foot tall statue made out of 135 Art Deco radios.
You literally need large men to help you hang your art down at the conservatory.
I got a crew.
Right.
The last artwork I hung at the conservatory weighs 900 pounds. I had to attach, I had a 1.5 ton chain hoist and an 800 pound engine hoist, and I had hung both of those from the ceiling and put one on each end to raise and hang my 900 pound artwork.
All right, so there's your first stop. If you haven't heard of Kooliverse, that's not good. You should go down to the conservatory and check this stuff out, because it's not your normal
It looks like
art.
the city
It's very
museum.
large. That's where I was about to go, because
Right.
you got your roots at the city museum, which has large art, very large
Right.
art.
I used to work at City Museum and with Bob Castley when he was still alive, and it's a little chunk of that,
Right,
honestly.
right. I'm looking forward to this warehouse, because it's got high ceilings. We talked about this
Yeah.
last time, which you definitely need for your art.
Yeah. Well, it's probably got a 20-foot ceiling, maybe
Nice.
a couple extra feet.
You will use every foot of that 20
I've
foot
already
ceiling.
filled it up.
Right.
I've already filled it up.
I am not surprised.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, if you come by, welcome. No one under 18 admitted without an adult. Adult content. Enter at your own risk. There's no heat. There's no plumbing, so there's no restroom. And have a great time.
And this is part of a tour, right? There's other, like Jacoby's will have some stuff going, I guess? No?
Jacoby's is closed too.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
You're right.
like there's
I was trying to figure out who's on this tour, though, besides you, and that's the first thing.
things come in threes. So we've already covered 2 places that we recommend people go that are closed.
Right.
So we'll have to come up with one more before the end of the show.
Oh, that should be pretty easy.
Right.
I'm thinking of some of the artists, though, that might be in our area that will have displays.
Yes, Jules Fair.
Okay.
She's a local artist that'll be part of it.
And
There
where's-
are.
where's-
Oh, you know what else? There's a new group of artists who have started a gallery workspace at Milton Schoolhouse,
Okay.
and
That makes sense.
yeah. I know I'm going to mispronounce this. It's either Mooney or Mooneyham Art.
The guy who makes up words.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm
Right.
bringing that up because you did make up Kooliverse. That's your word.
But I believe it's one of the gentleman's last name could possibly be Mooney.
Okay.
Or Mooneyham.
Okay.
And I'm very sorry, brother, that I'm butchering that.
Is that part of the tour, though, the old mill?
I believe, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And I want to say there is usually like a Wood River
This
location
this
that's part of
tour-
Arts East.
This tour has a dozen or 2,
Okay.
and it's quite spread out. It includes Edwardsville. It's Art East. It may even include. And once again, I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge on the topic of something I'm involved in. If you knew me,
It's your first time with this, though, right? Art East.
with this group,
Okay, yeah.
yeah. But if you were to look up Jacoby Art Center or Edwardsville Art Center or Art East, you could get all the details.
See,
It'll have a lot of. It'll have all of the participating artists listed and their locations.
And see, that's why I brought up Jacoby's, because I knew they were in the cycle somehow.
Yes.
Search engine, right? Possibly.
They are still an organization. They are still doing great things. They are
reverting back to what they used to do before they had a brick and mortar. They would host events.
They would host events
and classes
and classes in
other people's spaces.
Other people's spaces.
So at Rock the Hops, you go from venue to venue and you sip different beers. With Art East, you go from venue to venue and see different art.
And see different art.
Right. Now, is there a fee for doing this, or is it just come and go as you please?
I want to say it's free.
It seems like you're right.
Yeah. If there's a charge, nobody told me.
It is at your place.
Yeah, so you can come to my place for free.
Yeah, so you can come to my place for free.
Right.
But I thought, I'm telling you what.
But I thought,
my spot would be
my spot would be.
I thought about
I thought about having like
5 DJs
play and
having a coverage. Like
it's that kind of spot. Like you might.
The future. The future.
If I didn't know myself,
and I went there, and
somebody said you can
come in for free.
If I said there's a $5 cover, you can come in for free.
You can come in for free. You can stay as long as you want.
You can leave without paying.
You can leave without paying.
If you didn't think it was worth it.
If you didn't think it was worth it.
This sounds like Hotel California.
Right. Right.
But you would never leave there. But if I'd pay $5
to get into my shop
because it's weird, man.
It's weird, man.
It's beyond the conservatory. Kooliverse.
It's
2 blocks.
Yeah, 2 blocks beyond.
Heading east from
I mean, stuff that probably wouldn't fit.
Oh no!
In the conservatory in this building.
Matter of fact, 2 of these paintings, 3 of these paintings, the small ones, not the 20 foot by 12. But
3 of these paintings
I displayed at the conservatory for 2 days.
They are of female performers, and apparently there is a art form called shinobi, and it is a similar to a trapeze act where you hang from these scarves or ropes, but you're which I think a lot of people have seen kind of right, but so there is a painting. It's 6 foot by 9 foot. It is of a woman. And she's entangled in this rope. And she's hanging from this rope. So I had this for 2 days. For 2 days in the conservatory. Next day, bam. People accusing me of promoting violence against women.
Oh.
It's not the case.
It's not the case. This is an art form where these women choose to do this art form. Not like someone's forcing them to. So please, I know some art can be controversial. And I'm sure I've purchased some pieces of art from other artists that others believe is controversial. But I would never promote violence against women. And quite the opposite. If you would know me, and many of the other people in the conservatory, I'm the kind of guy that would defend a random woman. If I see a guy treating a woman really bad, there's only so far that's going to go before I step in, like as a lot of good human beings would, men or women or whatever. I mean, anyhow. But
the unusual, though, the out of the norm is right up your alley. So from your perspective, you're looking at this as unique.
Very unique.
And that's where your mind's at. Now, that's the thing about art. Everybody can look at it with a different, emotion, feeling, and that's what checking out art is about.
Interpretation.
That's right. And, you might get offended by art. But it's not the art's fault, right? It's just what it is.
In many instances, even the art that can be offensive can start a conversation about making things better, perhaps.
And, you talked about the piece in the Conservatory where you got some backlash like that as an artist. You accepted the backlash. You thought about the conversations.
Actually, I took those pieces down immediately.
Well, my point is that it was in your mind now as the artist. Did I go too far? Did I
didn't go too far, but what I didn't do was have a conversation
That's where I'm
with
going.
the people that accused me of promoting violence against women. I think in that moment it's natural when you're being, I guess, attacked online to...
And anybody who knows the online thing, your words are not taken properly when you post something. So it's better to have a conversation about something like that, possibly face to face.
What I wish could have come from this, actually, lack of interaction would have been the person who accused me of being for violence against women. I wish they would have, and they're actually an artist.
Okay.
Who I've hosted and given a free show to, and they're a woman. But anyhow,
Yeah.
I wish she would have had a conversation with me before she leapt to the conclusion that I'm like that. And on my part, I wish I would have reached out and explained to her that her interpretation of that piece was inaccurate, because it, like I said, it was of a art form that, I'm sure there are ladies who have, it's almost like burlesque.
Right.
Would you see a photo of a burlesque performer and think that something negative, when in reality, if you're a burlesque performer, you're obviously doing that of your own free will and enjoy it, or you wouldn't be doing it.
True.
So,
True. But, it's a great thing about art. You can go any way you want with your mind after seeing something. And everyone's right, really. It's just an opinion, which seems like something that's been lost, opinions. Now it's a fight. So,
opinions definitely haven't been lost. I think it's the understanding.
It's even tough to put into words.
Acceptance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyhow, we're getting really deep now. We need to shift gears and get back to them trumpets.
All right.
Because
right.
I was part of the beginning of this.
Right. Okay.
Right. And so
okay.
Right. And so it was a couple shows ago we had where the idea came about to build a statue out of, what was it, 1,000 trumpets?
Yeah.
Of Miles Davis.
I'm gonna swerve and then swerve back.
Swerve and then swerve back. So
real quick, and finishing up here.
Right.
Real quick.
At my
and finishing
studio,
up here.
my current artwork
at my
that I'm
studio,
working by 5.5
my current
feet.
artwork that
It's
I'm
got
working on
a
is 11
giant
foot
gold
by
frame
5.5 feet.
from
It's
French
got
Castle.
A giant
It's got
gold
a
frame
10
French
foot by
Castle.
5 foot
It's got
collage
a,
with over
10
500
foot by 5 foot
pictures
collage
in it.
with
And then it
over
will have
500
a statue
pictures
of a
in it.
microphone
And then it will have
made
a
out of
statue
350
of a
microphones
made
and
out
4 or
of
5 car grills.
350 microphones.
Which explains why you have microphones.
Well,
and
yeah,
4 or 5
yeah,
car
I
grills.
got these in today.
Explains why you have microphones.
Thanks,
Well,
eBay.
yeah, I got these
There
in
you
today.
go.
Okay, so now we're going
Thanks,
to talk
eBay.
about.
Okay, so now we're gonna.
A couple years ago, I got this idea about
a couple
making
years
a
ago, I got
statue
this idea
to commemorate the
making a
100th year
statue
anniversary of the birth of
to
Miles Davis.
commemorate the 100th year
Miles
anniversary
Davis,
of the birth of
born in
Miles
Alton,
Davis.
Illinois, or at least that's what his birth
Miles
certificate
Davis,
says.
born in Alton, Illinois, or at least that's what his birth certificate
So I started
says. So
talking about it,
I started
and at the time I thought,
talking about
well,
it.
I'm going to make a
And,
statue
at the time,
out of
I
100
thought,
trumpets
well, I'm going
for
to
the
make
100th
a statue
year
Okay.
out of 100
anniversary
trumpets
of his
for
birth.
the 100th
Well,
year
Okay.
anniversary of his birth.
That wasn't getting much
Well,
reaction. Like you tell
that wasn't
someone,
getting much.
I'm making something out of
reaction.
100 trumpets,
Like you tell
and
someone, I'm making something out of 100
you get
trumpets,
no reaction.
and you get no
I'm not-
reaction.
That bothers me.
Okay.
Like 100 trumpets is a lot. Like
That
That
that's
is.
that's
Like,
that's a chunk.
100 trumpets
That's
is a lot.
100.
Like
but
that's a that's a that's a
but
chunk of
It
that's
didn't
100,
hit you.
But
Like it
but
it may or
didn't
may not
hit
even
you.
touch
Like it-
people. People like
it
I would
may or
tell
may
them I'm
not
making a
even
statue out of
even
100
hurt
trumpets, and they would
like
be
I would tell
looking
them I'm
at
making a statue. Out
you
of
know. They wouldn't be looking at me. They would be staring off somewhere else, distracted by a shiny object across the room. I don't know,
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's not what I do. Like I don't, like I want to hit hard. Like
Right.
I need to move you emotionally. Well, and if that's not happening, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it right. If I don't move you emotionally, I need to pick it up.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a statue out of 1,000 trumpets. That gets your attention.
Okay.
That the people who formerly were bored with 100 trumpets, the 1,000 trumpets got their attention in a way that was different.
Okay.
And then people would come back to me and go, oh, he didn't mean 1,000, he meant 100.
Oh.
I'm like, no, I meant 1,000. Well, you can't make it, well, yeah, I can. Watch me. Anyhow.
That's motivation for
'cause
you, right? Can't do it.
I'm an old man. I've been
Right.
around. 10 years, when you're old, 10 years ain't nothing.
Right.
Like, 10 years ago, I was still old. It's, I can take 10 years to do something. I could make a statue out of 1,000 trumpets, and if it took me 10 years, that'd be fine.
Are you going to make it by the 100th anniversary, though?
I am.
Okay.
Ish. Allegedly.
Right?
Um,
Because you've been collecting.
yeah, but I quit collecting
Okay.
because, well, I mean, I'm still accepting.
You must have a big
I'll
pile
tell
of
you what,
brass.
we're blazing through this.
Okay.
Did you check it at 6:40?
Yeah,
we were
I
like, before we got started, Dennis and I were like, oh man, just you and I tonight. Don't know if it might be a struggle to get through that hour. And I was like, nah, man, we got this.
We
Like,
did it last
we're
time.
gonna roll through this, and
Mhm.
people are gonna be glued to their radio. No one's gone anywhere. Anyhow, I'm
We're
gonna have
talking
to talk
about
real
trumpets.
fast like that speed talking guy that does commercials. But anyhow, I'm making a statue out of 1,000 trumpets. We are going to make a giant frame. It's going to be out of brass. It's going to be ridiculously expensive and extravagant. It's going to be a statue of a trumpet made out of trumpets. It's going to be somewhere here in Alton where you can see it from the river.
Right.
You can see it from the bridge. It's going to be 28 feet long, 8 feet tall, 6 feet wide. We're going to have the frame installed. And then, as the number of trumpets that I receive grows, they will be added. Similar to the Crazy Horse Monument out west, where 40 years, 50 years ago they started it, and you could visit it as it grows.
Man, I've been there. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I've been there too. I was there when I was 14.
Yeah.
And they're still building it.
I know.
And
it's the story behind it is just amazing too. So, yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
So, every single one of these 1,000 trumpets will have someone's name on it. It'll be sponsored by an individual.
There you go.
Whether it's an individual or a business or a group, it will be personal to the name on it. It'll be personal to someone.
Okay.
10% of these
kind of like when they buy bricks to put in.
Exactly like that.
Right. Yeah.
In addition to having your business name or your class of 89 Alton class or whatever it is, you're going to get a name tag. Whoever wants to sponsor a trumpet, they can get their name or their group's name on a trumpet. I'm going to donate 10% of these, 100, to children's organizations. Like, I want little boys and girls that are in jazz clubs around the world to someday want to come to Alton and see their trumpet. So if there's a little girl in middle school in Japan and her jazz group, we're going to sponsor a trumpet for them. We're going to sponsor a trumpet for boys and girls music programs around the world. So someday that they'll, like if you were 10 years old or 12 or whatever, and you were part of your school jazz club, and we're going to send you a certificate saying that Okinawa Jazz Club Middle School has a trumpet in the Miles Davis tribute. And someday, hopefully, those little kids will want to grow up and visit here and come see it.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. So, you getting some footwork done on this then?
Yeah, I'm working on the website and presentation. I haven't really launched it yet. It's a done deal. It's in the works. I've got people backing me now, and it's going to be a win for everyone. It's going to be, I could literally talk for 2 hours. If you said go right now, talk for 2 hours about this topic, I could fill it. We have 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's a win for everyone. It'll civic pride, beautification of the city, notoriety, tourism.
Yeah.
It'll be solely funded by the people who want to be a part of it. You'll be able to sponsor a trumpet. I haven't decided the final figure, but let's say it'll be around $100. So for $100, you can get your name on a trumpet in the Miles Davis statue, and this statue will last for hundreds of years outside.
Wow.
Like a bronze statue of Stalin or, whoever, like Napoleon or, there are bronze statues from 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
We
used to go up to Springfield and rub the Lincoln statue.
And there you go.
Yeah.
So for $100, you can get your name on a trumpet, and there's 1,000 trumpets, so that'll generate $100,000. Additionally, you could sponsor a brick, just like the statue here.
Yeah.
And then we'll have 3 tiers of sponsorship. You can have a trumpet, you can have a brick, or you can have your name on the dedication plaque.
Okay.
And between those 3 levels of sponsorship, will generate around $150,000, and around $150,000 is about what it's going to take, and we're going to do it. So it's no tax dollar money. It'll, it's only going to be an item made by and of the people who want to be a part of it.
Right. Much like Crazy Horse. Because like we talked, the government wanted to help fund that, but the family that started it said, no, we're doing this without the help of the government. And that meant a lot to that family, and that's why they continue to build it on their own, and it's taken so long, but it means so much more because of that decision. The family originally, the artist started with Mount Rushmore, right? And left to start Crazy Horse because there was some controversy around Mount Rushmore.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
It's very important to me that my art be meaningful and memorable. And with this Miles Davis project, like, say your grandpa played trumpet. Say you have your grandpa's trumpet, and it's 80 years old and it won't play anymore and it's got some dents in it. You can donate, and this is what I want. I really want trumpets donated by people, because for the next 500 years, your kids, grandkids, great, it's not going to end. Like, you're going to be able to go see your great-great-grandfather's trumpet in this statue. And that will make it, through the other things that we're doing with the donations and the children's organizations, we're going to make it more than just a piece of art.
Yeah, and you pass that down through your family. Hey, this place here in Alton, Illinois,
right,
has your granddad's trumpet as part of a large art project. Go visit it. Check it out.
Meaningful, memorable.
Right. That's awesome. That's a great idea. And I like the idea of, kind of doing what they did with the Miles Davis statue that already exists here, the smaller one. They had sold bricks to build that. So, well, thank you very much. And looking forward to this weekend for you. 11 to 5, Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
Warehouse next to the old Baxter's. It's actually part of the old Baxter's, but
you won't be able to miss it.
Yeah.
I have one quick announcement.
Okay.
The Conservatory, Carson Bailey, is having a stained glass class where you can go to the Conservatory, learn how to do stained glass, and leave with a piece of stained glass that you have made. He has several positions available. It is next Thursday, December 12th at the Conservatory. It's $75 a person. It's from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And you can contact Carson Bailey at Bailey Stained Glass on Facebook to buy a ticket.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. And he was doing poinsettias and some other stuff. So it's, holiday season. You can come to this class, have a glass of wine or beer, hang out with your friends, and at the end of it you'll have a Christmas decoration that you can gift to someone or hang in your house.
I would have a can of liquid death.
Okay.
Which is water.
And
right.
We talked about this last time about advertising.
That's so cool.
Who calls their product liquid death? And it's water. That's it. It's just water.
It's amazing.
And sell it like it's hotcakes.
Who calls their performance Clownvis Presley? A guy that's going to be down at the Mill Friday night.
Okay.
In Granite City.
I'm
crossing
sure you have
clowns and
don't you
Elvis.
have a lot more people to plug?
I do have
Okay.
plugs, but enjoy talking to you. I'll just kind of skim through them. That's what we've been doing lately.
To spread it out here and let other people get their...
So we'll just do the closest ones to us, like Borderline at Fast Eddie's on Friday, and Rum Boogie at the VFW in Alton, and Dueling Pianos out at Baker's in Hale and Godfrey, and Money Shot at Doc Holliday's, which if you haven't been by Doc Holliday's in Cottage Hills, they're building that thing up and doing a little artistic improvement there with Doc Holliday's.
Doc.
Kind of interesting there. And across the street is the Grip and Sip Golf, which Anthony and Annie will be playing at. He plays down at Fast Eddie's quite a bit, so that's all going on Friday night. Bunch more stuff. That's just, like our buddies Flip the Frog. I'm wearing their shirt tonight. They're going to be at Backstage, which is behind the Wildy Theater. That's why it's called Backstage in Edwardsville. So, and then let's see. What else is going on? Well, Shotgun Creek Country Christmas down at the Miners Theater, which is a beautiful old theater if you want to check out a really old theater in Collinsville. Scott and Michelle going to be part of that, so that's all happening on a Friday night. Pro Wrestling Epic on Saturday at the Franklin Lodge. Nothing like wrestling meets the Masons.
Okay.
So we'll have that going down. It's a despicable life, is what they're calling this one.
Okay.
We'll have Naked Soul and Borderline at Fast Eddie's on Saturday. Amanda and Sean out at Baker's and Hale and Godfrey. Infringement at the Pump House in Wood River. Rich Fleetwood at Sparky's in South Roxana from 2 to 6. CJ Sounds up at Grafton Winery. And that's pretty much the close ones. There's all kinds of stuff.
I totally forgot. I've got one more little tidbit if we got time.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
It's your time, bro.
Okay, fantastic. So check this out, party people. You ain't going to want to miss this one. So like my next, I have a monthly event at the Conservatory. It's the last Saturday of the month. The next one is the one. It's going to be a banger. It will be the last Saturday in December. It's right between Christmas and New Year's. I believe it's the 28th. This is the 28th.
I think you're right.
I will have Steph Plant opening up. I've got Dracula Johnson from 8 to 10.
Okay.
Biff's new band.
Right.
And then I've got the Down Bads from 10 to midnight. It's going to be a banger. And I'm going to be debuting my latest artwork, which will be the 11-foot by 5.5-foot monster frame with the collage in the background, with the microphone made out of 340 microphones, and I haven't decided how many car grills yet, but I am working on what I intend to be the greatest piece of rock and roll art ever. I'm not really sure what's out there.
You got some rock and roll art already out there.
I'm trying to build the greatest rock and roll themed artwork ever, and it will be debuted at the Conservatory on December 28th. Check it.
I mean, you got art made out of amplifiers.
I got
art made out of guitars.
All of it.
You're a rock and roll artist in my brain.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Hey, and by the way, if anybody out there has any broken microphones, broken guitars, broken... I collect unplayable records, unplayable cassette tapes. Anyhow, you can drop those off at the Conservatory, unless there's like a semi-load of them. And you can contact me, Michael Snider or Kooliverse on Facebook. And if you have broken drum sets, broken instruments of any kind, trumpets, whatever you have that's unplayable, worthless, you want to see it go to a good home. If it has to do with music, I'd love to have it.
You need to come over and go through my basement.
I do that.
Yeah,
like if
we talk about it every time we get together.
Right.
But,
I just Lisa and Paul Everhart.
Right.
I went to their house and scored a bunch of cool stuff. They're like, just some of it broken or stuff, obsolete things that just filling up their basement and garage, and they kind of wanted it gone, and now it goes, and they can come see it in a work of art.
Yep, I got stuff set aside for you to check out to see if you want to add it to your collection. But
I dig it.
I'm sure you will. And everybody out there that wants to check out the Kooliverse, you can always check it out at the Conservatory. And soon, on a more regular basis, I guess, at the warehouse, huh? Are you going to have a name for that and open it up? Or
No, it's just where I do my work. It's, in general, it's not open. It's not a business.
Right.
It's just a place where I build art.
Yeah, it's the only place you can see that fountain.
So I don't really...
that fountain.
It's not open for business. It's not a business. It's
except
just
this weekend.
This weekend, it's an open house. So please, this is your opportunity. If you want to see something full stupid, you come by.
I'm just saying, during a Halloween parade where that thing's located, pop the doors open, serve some hot cocoa,
There's that one cat that's always in the... Did I go to the parade this year? I didn't go to the parade. Anyhow, there's this one cat, and he's like a dentist or a doctor or something. He's always got the coolest float, and it like breathes fire, and it's like totally 10 times better than anybody else's, and obscenely expensive and all this, and had somebody look at me and go, we were talking about it, and I don't know, they told me, well, you could never make something that cool. I'm like, you don't know who you're talking to.
Yeah.
You better look. You don't even dare me. You do not know, because watch me.
Yeah. Hey, I'm surprised I haven't seen a Kooliverse float yet.
Man, I had this idea. I wanted to get 100 people to dress up like Egyptian zombies and carry me on a giant, like Cleopatra would ride,
right.
would ride in like a thing that like 100 people would carry on their shoulders,
right,
and march. I got some ideas, man. Just believe me, I could, if I needed to, with very small funding, I could create some kind of something that would do that.
Hey, Michael Snider, Kooliverse. It's a pleasure having you as part of our community. Glad you decided to make your roots here in Alton, and looking forward to some big things from you, buddy.
Thank you, Dennis, and thanks for having me, man. And thank you for all you do advertising these events around our community. And I want to encourage everyone. I know times are tough, and it's been a crazy world, but we're going to need to get out a little bit and support one another, because there's a lot of our entertainment industry is suffering. Jacoby Arts Center closed, Raging Cajun closed, Shea Maryland closed.
Ooh.
I mean, we need to preserve some of as much of our art and entertainment and restaurants as we can. So, try to get out and support your local a little bit. We'll all be better for it.
You'll feel so much better getting away from those blue lights and all those devices. Just saying.
Right.
Right? See some real people. Have a real conversation.
Definitely.
Yeah. Appreciate it once again. Kooliverse. Check it out on Facebook. And check them out this weekend.
That's Kooliverse.
Cool with a K.
Cool with a K.
Michael Snider. Appreciate you stopping in. We'll see you in the future. We're going to have you back.
I'll be here.
You're getting good at this.
I live just a few blocks away, so I would say, like, if anybody cancels on you, give me 3 minutes and I'll be up here. And believe me, I can ramble.
Yeah. We made it through another hour. Appreciate it.
Hour 2.
Mm-hmm. All right, and we'll leave you with our usual. If you want to know what's going on, we got the website, cottonmouth.org. It's the show Riverbend Talent, brought to you by Halpin Music Company, now going on 10 years, and Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. Pigpen can't say it this week, so I'll say it for him. Get out and support local music and art.